Hi everyone, thank you for joining this week's core strengthening class. Today's class, we're going to use a block. So if you have a block at home, grab it. If you don't have a block, you can also use a book or something with a flat surface, because at some point during class, we're going to balance this block or book on our fingertips like so. So grab this or a book or something similar, keep it close by, and let's begin in child's pose. So from here, just go ahead and sit back on your heels, have your knees about shoulder width, and then bring your forehead to the floor. You're going to draw your awareness inward so you really notice how it feels to be in the body today at this time. All right, now lightly engage your throat like you're narrowing a valve, which will help you to lengthen the breath. 5 seconds for the exhale, and 5 seconds for the inhale, or something close to that would be great. Of course, breathe through your nose, but preferably begin to hear the breath moving in and out of your throat. Keep breathing this way and keep sitting back on your heels, but then stretch your hands as far forward as you can with them about shoulder width and grip with your fingertips. This next time you inhale, now rock up to all fours and extend your spine so your sternum moves away from your navel. Now curl your toes under so you can exhale back into down dog. Good. Inhale back to your hands and knees. Move your sternum away from your navel, extend your spine. And now exhale back to child's pose. Tighten your abdomen on the way back like you're pulling yourself in a child's pose. This inhale, sweep your arms up and move your hips forward in space. Then exhale back into child's pose, and we'll start that sequence again. Inhale to all fours, extend your spine. Exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale back to your hands and knees. Move your sternum away from your navel. Exhale to child's pose. Tighten your abdomen on the way back. Inhale as you sweep your arms up. Exhale back to child's pose. Let's go through one more of these kneeling salutations together. Inhale to all fours. Exhale back to down dog. Inhale to your hands and knees. Lift your chest, look forward. Exhale to child's pose. Inhale as you sweep your arms up. And then exhale back to child's pose. So let's keep moving through the kneeling salutes now on your own, at your own pace. Link each movement to one breath. Just make sure you stretch the breath so it lasts a little bit longer than the movement does. If you're inhaling, it's either going to be to your hands and knees or you're reaching up. If you're exhaling, it's either going to be in a child's pose or down dog. Just like the breath has a smoothness to it, make sure the movements do as well. Avoid any quick, choppy movements. So you can make them a little more fluid every repetition. This next time you're in down dog, let's all stay there. So we'll all meet in this down dog. And once you're in down dog, check out your feet. Make sure they're hip width or so, not too close. About hip width or maybe even a little wider is good.
Now keep your feet about hip width as you rock forward to plank pose. So we're going to do some planking and some side planking. If this bothers your wrist, you can lower down to your forearms. Okay, now shift both heels to the right, but keep both of your feet on the floor. And then reach your left hand up. As you reach your left hand up, also lift your hips really high away from the floor so you feel the right side of your core engage strongly. Take a few breaths here. All right, bring both hands or forearms to the floor again, and let's change sides. So now shift your heels to the left. Reach your right hand up and lift your hips high away from the floor so you feel the left side of your core engage. All right, now come back to the regular plank. If it doesn't bother your wrists or elbows or shoulders here, the next time you exhale, lower down almost to the floor. Now as you inhale, push back up and return to that side plank variation with your left hand reaching up. As you exhale, bring both hands to the floor again, lower down. As you inhale, push up. Shift your heels to the left and reach your right hand. So you throw a push up in there instead of plank pose. Now if that bothers your wrist or elbows or shoulders, instead just do the plank on your hands or forearms instead of the push up. But it feels okay. Exhale down. Inhale, push up and in the side plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, push up in the side plank. Let's keep going just for another minute or so with something like that. Still with a conscious use of your breath. Halfway there. All right, once you've gone to both sides, let's lower down and take a moment just to relax in crocodile pose. Let's come into sphinx pose, so you're on your forearms, elbows directly under your shoulders. Let's grip with your hands here. See if you can pull your rib cage away from your hips. Once you create a little more length, keep resisting your hips into the floor. Bend your knees deeply and make a circular motion with your feet and your shins so you rotate your thighs a bit. Great, then go the other direction. Alright, so let's do some scorpions now. Bring both arms out of the sides with your palms facing down. Now the next time you exhale, bring your left foot toward your right hand. When you inhale, return to the center. This exhale, bring your right foot toward your left hand. And just keep doing that. Whenever you inhale, both of your legs are on the floor. When you exhale, you bring one foot toward the opposite hand. Keep your arms straight. So to do this movement, think about your lower body fueling the movement and your core, not your arms. So don't push with your arms. Think more about movement coming from your core and your lower body. Now next, we bring your left foot towards your right hand. Just stay there for a few breaths. You can split your legs. And change sides. Alright, unwind now. Come back to the center here and lift everything up. Lift your head, lift your arms, and lift your legs. Lift everything up. Okay, good. Lower down. Push yourself back up into plank. Take a breath there, and then return to down dog. Relax your neck, allow the weight of your head to decompress your spine. Now step your right foot forward to the outside of your right hand into a runner's lunge. Get her up there, and then make a three-dimensional circle with your hips. So shift your hips to the right, then pull them back and up. Shift your hips to the left and sink them forward and down. Try that a few more times. And then reverse it, go the other direction. Okay, let's change sides. So step your right foot back and your left foot forward. To the outside of your left hand. And make some hip circles on this side now. And reverse it. Okay, now step your right foot forward to the outside of your right hand. So your feet are going to be pretty wide if you're on a yoga mat, probably like the width of your yoga mat. Then hold your ankles, or if you can, you can even hold your feet here. And do some squatting. Sometimes they call these gorilla squats, I think. So from here, holding your feet. As you inhale, drop your hips and look forward and see if you can extend your spine. Then when you exhale, keep holding your feet, but press your hips high and relax your neck. Inhale, sink your hips. You can work your arms between your knees, preferably here. Exhale, press your hips up. I'll give you a different angle. Inhale, squat, holding your feet or your ankles, arms inside your knees. Exhale, press your hips up. Just try a few more of those. Okay, good. Now, once you lift your hips this time, step on your hands. So slide your hands under your feet, palms facing up and toes touching your wrists. Relax your neck again. Allow the weight of your head to decompress your cervical vertebra. Allow the weight of your feet to decompress your wrists. All right, great. Bring your hands to your hips. Keep your knees a little bit bent and with a strong back. Inhale all the way to standing. And now grab your block or your book or whatever your thing is that you're going to use. Let me just change that view here a little bit. All right, so what we're going to do, as I mentioned briefly earlier, is we're going to balance this block on our fingertips. The idea is we're going to do some movements and we're not going to let this drop. So notice I'm not grabbing it. I'm going to balance it. It's going to make me engage a little bit more here, also in the upper back and shoulder region. I'm going to do a quick demo first. So I'm going to ask you to open your feet about one leg length. Wider isn't better for this one. About one of your legs should fit right between your feet. And have your toes slightly angled out. And then when we do these movements, avoid turning your toes. You have to keep your feet really grounded. So they're each turned out about 45 degrees. So I'm going to balance this block on my right fingertips. I'm going to bring both arms up. This first exhale, I'm going to bring my left hand to my left foot. I'm going to let this knee bend. In fact, I'm going to bring that arm between my knee like we did in those squats we did a moment ago. Now, as you notice, as I'm doing this, I'm going to press that block as high as I can. It's going to go down because my shoulders go down, but I'm going to try to press it as high as I can the whole time as it's balancing. And also notice that I'm not kind of rounding my torso forward. I'm trying to keep good extension in my spine. Then next time I inhale, I'll stand back up, both legs straight. Then I'm going to add a twist this time. So now to exhale,
left hand to the right foot. Whatever foot I move toward, I'm gonna bend that knee. I'm gonna keep pressing this block up as high as I can. Use my core to turn my torso. So ideally when I come down, I stack my shoulders over that left wrist over there. Now notice, this foot is still grounded, even though it wants to lift up. And we just keep doing that alternating side. I'll inhale, exhale down this way, inhale up, exhale the other way, okay? Let's give it a try. So balance that block or your thing on your right fingertips, bring both arms up. And of course, like I mentioned earlier, make sure your feet are about one leg length apart from each other. Toes are turned out at like a 45-degree angle on both feet. Inhale here. As you exhale, bring your left hand to your left foot. Let your left knee bend. Keep good extension in your spine. Keep that block real high. Now as you inhale, stand up. Straighten both legs. We're gonna do the twist now. So as you exhale, left hand to right foot. Keep that block as high as you can. Bend your right knee over here. Keep both feet grounded though. Inhale, stand up. Both arms up, don't drop that block. Exhale, left hand to left foot. Bend your left knee. Inhale as you stand up. Exhale, left hand to right foot. Bend your right knee. Both feet stay grounded though. Stack your shoulders over your left wrist. Inhale up. Try that a few more times now. Exhale down, inhale up. One more. All right, good. Bring that block down, take a few breaths in the center. Notice difference in sides. Check out your feet, make sure they didn't slip around. Let's change that. Now balance the block on your left fingertips, both arms up. Inhale here. As you exhale, right hand to right foot. Let your right knee bend, keep that block real high, keep good extension in your spine. Inhale as you stand up. Now as you exhale, right hand to left foot. Let your left knee bend, press the block as high as you can. Both feet grounded. Inhale, stand up, don't drop that block. Exhale, right hand to right foot. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, right hand to left foot. Stack your shoulders over your right wrist once you're down. Inhale, stand up, about 3 more times on this side now. With a conscious use of your breath. All right, good. Bring the block down, take a few breaths in the center again. Open your feet a little wider now, make your feet look parallel to each other. Fold forward, bring your hands and or that block to the floor. Settle in here for a moment. If you lost the long, smooth quality to your breath, bring it back now. Okay, keep that block handy. But then return to the front of your mat in plank pose again. But now when you're in plank this time, squeeze the block. Put the block between your knees and squeeze it so it does not fall. You can be in plank on your hands or forearms. Like before, keep squeezing that block, but move your hands or forearms real close together so they're more like kind of almost in the center of your mat. Okay, I think they call this shoulder tap. So from here, keep squeezing that block. When you exhale, bring your left hand to your right shoulder. When you inhale, bring both hands down again.
This exhale, right hand to left shoulder. Inhale, both hands down. Don't lift your hips too high, keep your hips in plank pose. Exhale, left hand to right shoulder. Inhale, hands down. Exhale, right hand to left shoulder. Keep doing that for 1 more minute. Keep squeezing that block and keep breathing. Okay, good. Bring your knees down, slide that block out of the way. And let's return to child's pose, just like we started class. Sit on your heels, knees about shoulder width, forehead to floor. Smooth out your breath here. Okay, good. Let's just come into seated. Grab that block in, we're gonna do some bridges with the block. So like before, plank, squeeze the block with your knees and have whatever width between the block you need so your thighs look parallel to each other. And then go ahead and lie onto your back. Knees are bent, of course, have your feet on the floor about hip width and parallel. If you can touch your heels with your fingertips, it's a pretty good alignment cue for this one, to start for this one. Okay, now bring your palms down, just outside your hips. As you inhale, lift your hips up, engage your glutes, lift your arms to the very top of inhale, back, so your hands are on the floor behind you. Hips up nice and high, feet really grounded. As you exhale, slowly lower your arms and your hips back to the floor. Don't let that block drop. Inhale, lift your hips up, lift your arms, keep inhaling until the backs of your hands are on the floor behind you, and then as you exhale, slowly lower your arms and hips back to the floor. Let's do 5 or 6 more of those. Inhale up and exhale down. Really mindful of each vertebra articulating into next, and avoid letting that block drop. This next time you exhale, just bring your arms down, but keep your hips up. Press your palms on the floor, of course press your feet into the floor. Stay here and practice your breathing, smoothly still through the nose. Lower your hips. Slide that block out of the way last time. We won't need it again. And then, without using your hands, draw your knees in toward your chest and make a circular motion with them so you massage your lower back on the floor a bit. Now what you notice is the bigger circle you make with your knees, the more core needs to engage. So just be aware of that and try that out for yourself. And then reverse it, go the other direction. Alright, good. Then let's wrap things up with some windshield wipers. So bring your feet to the floor. Now with these, I mention oftentimes, if your feet are closer together, you'll get more rotation in your spine. If your feet are further apart, you get a little more rotation in your hips. Either way is good. And bring your arms out like a T. As you exhale, drop your knees to the left and turn your head to the right. Inhale back to the center. This exhale, drop your knees to the right and turn your head to the left. And keep going at your own pace. Inhalations, your knees are up and you're looking up. Exhalations, drop your knees to one side and turn your head to the other. Next thing, you drop your knees to the left, keep them there. And if you like, of course, you can bring your left ankle on top of your right thigh. So your right thigh is a deep internal rotation. And then change sides. Alright, good. Drop both knees into your chest. And then just take a moment to relax. Allow your upper and lower rows of teeth to separate. Feel your tongue widen inside your mouth. Soften those little muscles around your eyes. Even release your breath so you're not shaping it or controlling it. Just observing it here and taking a moment to watch your navel rise and fall on each breath to help integrate body and mind. Bring some awareness back to your extremities, wiggle your fingers and toes, roll your ankles and wrists, and just take the next minute or so to work yourself up to seated and into any comfortable seated posture. And once you're sitting nice and tall, just close your eyes. Bring your palms together and take one last moment to enjoy the peace you've created through the practice. And create a little heat in your hands. Once you build some heat, rest your hands over your eyes, feel it moving in, recharge in your senses. And take one last slow, smooth breath in here. Alright, when you're ready, open your eyes. Thank you for joining. Hope you enjoyed class. Have a fantastic day, and I hope I get to see you again soon.